So I've done all my edges. This just gives us a more finished look for when it's ready to hang. So now we're just going to get back to our background. Oops, see if I got my black on that one. So today we are hosted by Take 5, and Take 5 consists of myself, the Painted Peach, and Funky Junk Inspiration. We hope that you will check out everyone in the playlist today. That link is in my description, and it'll just loop and make it easy for you to see everybody. So I'm still just flowy X's on this background, so it gives it a little bit of dimension, and I may bring some of that off the side because I've got it a little bit lighter there. And we'll get our edges. I want my outer part a little bit darker than the center part, and we're going to snazzy that up here in just a minute with some white. So I'm just using black, and the bottles on this paint just say blue. They look like a primary blue, a darker, maybe sapphire blue, but they are inexpensive craft paints that don't specify the color. So we've got some dimension here. I'm going to grab a little bit of white, and that is Deco Art Americana acrylic paint, and I'm just going to put that here in the center because I want to, where my subject is, for it to be a little bit lighter behind it. And it's just, again, just flowy, flowy. I am working with StreamYard, so it's it's hard for me to tell which way to put the canvas. Okay. Right, so we'll get that lighter part in there. Any white showing. All right, so that's going to be really pretty, I think. Let's get our white on here. And so you will find a different playlist from us every Friday. And I usually paint because that's what I do, right? But the other creatives, a few other things that they do, crafting and different things. So, hey, we got a big variety for you. All right, so let's get this. Come back up here and get my. Okay. And this week's playlist was inspired by the Painted Peach, our friend Mary. And we take turns, so next week will be Christy's turn to decide what we are doing. So it's a little bit of a challenge too. I'm bringing in a little bit more black down here. I do want to get back on these edges here. I went too far with my white. It's okay. We'll bring that black in while it's still wet. Makes it much easier to blend and shade when we do that. All right, I do like that. Like that look. All right, so let's get this dry and then we'll be right back. All right, so now we're going to kind of chisel in or shape in our little cozy cabin. I have some dark titanium, some red ochre, and earth brown. And let's see here. I'm trying to decide where I want to start. Yeah, I'm going to come this side where our center is. It's probably right about there. And just bring it. It's almost like a little nativity. I've got that there. I got a little shape in there. Let's maybe shape in where we want our little, maybe that's where we want our opening to be. Now, I'm thinking that's when I usually get in trouble. Let's grab some of that dark titanium, our brown again, and then we're going to come right down here and make us maybe a little stand, a little post for our, let's just drag it on down. I've got that blob there. I'm not going to worry a whole lot about that. I will try to get rid of it. We're going to work on something else for that. Now I'm going to grab those colors again, mostly the red ochre and the titanium, the dark titanium. And I'm just going to pull down so it kind of looks like little wood planks here. I'm going to go right on over where we want our little door to be. And we'll put it back. So just almost a completely, almost dry brush, so that some of that color from the background still shows up in there like that. I got a little heavy-handed there. That's gonna be okay. Be okie dokie dokie. Might use a little palette knife in there. Get it looking a little bit better. Here we are. Basic little shape for our little cozy cabin. Well, I'm going to come up here. I'm going to grab my black. Let's go up here and let's work on our little roof. Just going out like that. And we want our black so we can make some shadow. Hope my sound is okay today. Turn my volume down because it tends to have a cracking sound sometimes when I use StreamYard. I don't know why. All right, so now I'm going to come down again because I would like to have a little bit of that black in there. A little bit darker up there. I'm going to get a smaller brush here in just a second. And the black just makes it appear that we've got some shadow in there and makes it look a little more realistic. Oh, sorry about that. Grab a little more black. I'm going to come up in here and I'm just going to drag that down some. Probably going to end up using my finger here in a minute. Shading always helps me to get my fingers in it. I'll come back and get some of that and bring it back in there. Because we don't want the black to overtake our painting. We want it to appear to be a shadow. And that's what we'll make here. All right, I'm going to come up in here. Because that's what I do. Fingers in it. Get our shading. Decide which way our light's going to come from. Okay. Liking that. All right. So now let's go back and let's grab some of that. I'm not wiping out my brush at all. I'm just getting some of that dark titanium. And we're going to do our roof like it's a little shingled roof. It's going to come out a little bit there. Be a little bit more there. Just stacking here. So start at the bottom and then just stack on top. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. Start at the bottom and then just stack it out. Oh, it's looking really cute. There we go. Now that we've got that, I'll come back when it's starting to dry a little bit and give it just a little bit more um, definition. For now, and let's we give our little birds a little chimney up here, huh? What's a cozy cabin without a nice fireplace? Now we know they're not going to have a fireplace in there, but hey, this is our cozy cabin, right? Yeah. Now, grab a little bit more of that dark titanium, put it up there like it's a little bit of, it could be like a little mortar, but it's just going to be lighter wood chimney, right? How cute is that? Cute, cute. All right, now let's move down a little bit. I'm going to let this rest. I hope I'll let it rest long enough, not too long. And then we'll come back and give it some more definition. I'm just dragging that down a little bit to get some more blending. It's all about the blending. And I probably need a little bit of black right down here underneath where our post starts and where our house sits on top of the post. Just a little bit. That I can move that out a little bit. Here, and I'll tell you what I'm going to do is come back and add a little bit more of the browns and the dark titanium. I got too much paint on the brush. That's okay because we have fingers that can blend. That looks pretty good. I'm going to give my brush a little wipe here so I can have just the dark titanium. Come back and very lightly on there. Drag it down. Pretty, pretty, pretty. Just going to take the end of my brush and give it a little more definition there. Okay, so we've got that. Now we're going to come back up to the top part. I'm going to I liked the way that looked with the lines, so I'm just going to kind of wispy with the end of my brush and that dark titanium. So it could pass for a khaki, but the specific color is titanium, a little off-white. You could probably create that own color with enough mixing, right? Enough mixing, we can do anything, right? Okay, so I want to come back up here, not on this. Okay. See, I keep making the chimney bigger every time. Okay, so let me stop on that. Let's get this dry and then we will start on the next part. Okay, so you may notice that it looks a little bit lighter. I was trying to get rid of that brown blob that we had here, and in the process, I made it lighter, but then I really liked it, so I'll show you what I did. I just added the two blues and the white, and then just slightly came right on top of that dark, and I think it really it really made it look better. So happy accident, right? Happy accident. Okay, so let's see what we're going to do here. I'm going to grab oh me, I just got some styrofoam in my. I'm going to grab a little bit of black on my brush and some of the red ochre, a little bit of brown. I think there's some white in there too, but that was an accident. Let's decide if we want our little how they get in, maybe closer here and make a little circle. Doesn't have to be perfect. Okay. All right, so there we are with our little opening. And I'm going to grab some of that dark titanium and I'm going to come right here and give us the illusion of the inside wall of that hole, just on part of it. Get that. How about that? It's perfect. Didn't want that over there. Let's see here. Okay. Okay, now it looks like we're looking kind of a little bit at an angle at it, and we can make that a little smaller if we want. Like so. Not quite so, you know. Mhm. Add this right, just a little bit right there of that dark titanium. Might need a smaller brush, huh? All right, I love it. I think it's just a darling so far. Um, okay, so now I'm gonna come back. I am gonna get some of that brown and red ochre on my brush. And I'm gonna come back up here and try to give our little chimney just a little more definition. How about that? There. Now I might need a little black in there. Oh no. I liked it better before I touched it, huh? Sometimes that's the way it is. It just looks kind of big. It's getting kind of big. Splayed out up there, isn't it? Okay, so now I'm going to those same colors. I'm not really liking that earth brown too much, so I'm gonna get some black with the red ochre, and we're just gonna kind of like underneath where our little shingles would be. Just giving it a little more definition. It really didn't get very dry right there. And creating some shadow. Angle it down. There we go. That's a little better. A little bit better. Yeah. Just kind of blend out some of that black with my finger. All right, that looks much better. Okie dokie. So, um, those little sticks that you see on little birdhouses, probably not a good idea. Birds really don't have that great of sight, that's what I'm told. And a real birdhouse might have maybe a stationary kind of perch on it, but it really doesn't need it. I don't like that. Okay. Screwy, screwy here. Thinking about putting a perch, but then I decided I really didn't want. I don't want it. I don't want it. I think it's going to take away from our little house. Just here and there, adding some of that dark titanium. Okie dokie. So now we've got that there, and let's take our greens, and we've got. Let's see what we have: chrome oxide green and grass green. Use those two. And we're going to come up under, kind of wanted to mm, give it a Christmas feel. Just going to add us some holly leaves. I might need to add some white or either dark titanium with that, the green in there. Thinking some white will be good. And we'll get that in just a second. That. Then we'll come back with our green. So this is more like a cedar leaf than a holly leaf or a cedar branch. Maybe there's a cedar tree right behind. And we'll just keep these little V's like that. Make it look more like a cedar tree. I'm going to grab some green and add on these. Make it look a little more Christmassy. Okay. And it's layering. It's all about the layering. And we do have to have a little bit of drying in between for it to look good. So let's move on from that one so we're not, overdoing it on that one. And we'll come over here and maybe have a little branch coming up here. About that. Oh, that's pretty. It might not need anything else. I'm just getting my white and both greens on the brush. Oh, that's pretty. It's really pretty. And this one's kind of wonky over here, but once it dries, I'll be able to fix it up a little bit. Make it look a little bit better. We could even add in a couple more branches here. They've just decked the halls here at the little bird cozy cabin. And we are in a playlist with Take 5, hosted by myself and Mary from the Painted Peach and Christy from Funky Junk Inspiration. And the playlist is link is tagged in the description. So check everybody out. See what everyone has for us. This is an open playlist where we ask and invite other folks to join us and share their talent with us. How about that? I think that white just does something amazing for it. Come back over here. I don't want them to be exactly the same. So I can just kind of on the end, I'm right on the end of my brush. So I'll say I have a lot of paint on there. So I keep wiping when I pick up because I want to use the end and not the side. So we got 3 over there. We've got 4 here. I don't like that. I like to have an odd number. So let's kind of bring us another one right in here. Need to pick up a little bit of white. Maybe I didn't have enough on that one. How pretty is that? Oh, I have to stand back. You have to stand back and see what you got. Oh, it's amazing. I love it. So now all we need is some red berries. And I've got some red here. And one is not labeled and the other one is a Crafter's Basics acrylic paint that says dark red. They both look kind of like a brick red. I think I'm gonna grab that dark red here and then just a little round brush. You could do this with the Q-tips if you wanted to. And I do have some Q-tips up here. Would make perfect little berries. Yes, I know this is a cedar and not holly, but hey, it's okay. All right. Just gonna add a little pop of color. That's all. That's all we're doing. Adding just a little pop of color. Does look better and more. I don't know why. It just looks more balanced with a little odd number. Now I kind of want to put a bird on there, but I'm awful afraid I'm gonna mess it up if I start adding more stuff to it. So here is our little cozy birdhouse cabin, just waiting for a little bird to show up and take a load off or cozy up by the fireplace. Thanks for watching, and I hope if you like what you saw, you will subscribe to see more, and we'll see you soon. Don't forget to see beauty.